Today is April 2nd, and we are continuing with Abstract April. Actually, we just started yesterday. I woke up late today, but I got down here on time almost. I'm 1 minute late. Can you see my desk? This is from yesterday's craziness. Hang on, let me see if anybody is here. We had such a wonderful day. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes and joining me yesterday with our 3 sessions. So we started off the day with Abstract April, and this is the book that I made. We made this over the weekend. Good morning, Leslie. Hi, C. How are you? And so I put together a very scrappy book. As you can see, I'm not lined up at all, and it's just one big concertina with a couple of crazy looking acrylic palettes that I had lying around. I have no idea why, but you know, they're there. And so this was my day 1, and I'll show you the image that I worked from. If you came to our Zoom meets, you will have seen such incredible abstract art being made by everybody who joined, and I was so impressed, and it made me like want to rethink how I'm going to go about mine. But I left it because I'm like, I am going to see the growth and change throughout the month and not worry too much about how it looks right now. It's a process, and I'm not an expert in abstract, so I'm just exploring, and I want to just show you. Hi, Natty. Good morning. Natty says, hello, art community. Score 1 for me, and my internet is not buffering. Woohoo! Yay. Leslie is here. Martina, good afternoon. Hi, Tash. Hey. Carolyn, good morning. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. I did. You guys all made it super great. My ears are ringing so badly this morning. I know that we're getting an ice storm in today, so I'm not sure if that is the pressure, but yeah. Anyway, enough of my elements. Here's the image that I put in for the, hang on, I'm going to just make that happen so it doesn't flip. So this is my image, and you can see I was going to paint the image completely and then bring it in here, but what I did, I abstracted it straight away when I painted. So today I'm going to try doing exactly the same, but actually doing what I said I was going to do and paint the scene with the colors that are here. I'm going to get some acrylics out, and then I'm going to cut up the image. So just like I said I was going to yesterday, and I didn't do. But so this image is actually from Sarah. It's beautiful. It's a Japanese tea garden in San Francisco. And if you're part of our subscribers on Substack, you get a chance to put your images in, and then we work from your images. So if you haven't, or you're not part of that and you want to become a part of that, go in the link that says description in here, underneath here, and you can get to that. A couple of other sessions we had yesterday, I built on each session, and I made a birthday poster to remind me of how awesome you all are, and I brought a bit of Mexico in, so that I added that to my day 38 of my 100-day project. Today is day 39. Tammy thinks this is her because she said she just got out of bed and that was her hair. So that's her. I was supposed to make everybody look like everybody, but you guys all represent each other, so that's okay. Natty says, abstract is my favorite style of art. And Nanette says, good morning, good morning. And Natty says, my ears get like that when I'm not the only one that happens to where the change is. Oh, it's starting to rain here in Western New York. Yeah, it's bad today. I'm like, it's definitely the weather. So anyway, glad it's not just me, Natty. Okay, so let me just move a few things around. I'm going to, I used a lot of these pens yesterday. They don't really work on gouache. So the grabbies, I think I feel like they work really well on acrylic because they are acrylics. So on gouache, you almost have to get a lot of, you can see I did a lot of dots here. You need to get a lot of pen movement going before you actually use them. So let me just move some stuff, and then I'm going to get some acrylics out, and really I just need my primaries and I can get started, but I'm running out, so okay. So you'll see me mixing and probably making an image very similar to what I've got in front of me. And that's okay. I just need to find a piece of paper because I did have a piece of paper. Here we go. So I'm going to do it on this. And I do have white as well. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee because I haven't had one yet. Good morning, Reb. Thank you, Reb. Much appreciated. Okay, you couldn't get through with the password. I can tell you what it is here. I may have gotten that wrong, but we'll tell you what it is. It's AL, so capital A and capital L, and then 2025. Did you get through now? I may have written it down wrong in the when I sent everything out. So, you know, I apologize if that happened. Oh, you know what? I could use those as well. That would make it a lot. Let me just see if these work before I use paint. I just thought of something. Because I'm going to try mixing these. I do want to be quite haphazard about this. So this is the image. If you're joining our group in Substack, if you're paying Substack, you can get access to our Padlet, and we add images, like everyone's adding different images, and one image per day. So we're going to work on an image and create an abstract image from the image, and they were unbelievable. I do really want to go back and share. So if you are doing Abstract April with us, use the hashtag Shara's Art Class and then 0425. C says, that worked for me, but I had an Instagram site pop up first. Well, that's strange. Hi, Susan. Good morning. All right, I'm just going to get the basic. I'm going to do a lot of... I'm actually painting this first. I've got other things on the... Oh, that was who came yesterday. I have a list of names. So I'm just going to get some color on here. I may use acrylics afterwards, and then I'm going to break it down by cutting it up and replacing and adding it on my page. But I'll probably add some more color on my page as well, like with paint. These are actually great for Abstract April. They're quick. I mean, not saying that abstract should be quick. Anyway, the replays will be up if you didn't make it yesterday and you want to watch the replay. The replays will be up. I'm going to try and mix these. That may not work, but we'll see. Yeah, they will be up today, this morning. I went out for a lovely dinner last night. We went for sushi. And then I came back and I had a chai tea and I fell asleep on the sofa. It was it didn't feel like a really long or hard day, but I think it just, I don't know, all that drawing just did me in. I think I'm going to go over with acrylic. Not sure if I'm loving this. You know what I do love about these is that you can put layers down and then go over, and the other layers completely, like it's almost like ink. But they do mix quite well. They just, I think it's the application that's a bit gummy. Like very gummy. And I think they're water soluble too, so I can go over with water. Like I like this green better, but I think I can scrape it and get back the other green. This to me is the fun part about making art, because, you know, this is where you can experiment and try different mediums and not care about exactly how it's going to turn out, and just try different things. That is disgusting. Yuck. How can I put the lid back on there? Okay, I'm going to have to get a paintbrush out, or, oh, you know what? I can do a scraper. That would be good. I'll scrape. These are Crayola paint sticks, Natty. You can get them from any like craft store, like, you know, major store, like, I don't know, Walmart, I don't know, like W.H. Smith, I don't know where, I can't remember where you are, Natty. Okay, I'm just gonna scrape it off, and you'll see, like, basically I'm taking off that whole goop layer, which is fine, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this now to prep my page over here. And I wanted to go all the way across with this one. I want, when I'm opening it up eventually, I'd like just a flow, so it's going to have to go all the way across. And I'm not sure how that is going to act when when I open and close stuff. Okay, so the great thing about a concertina is, or an accordion book, is that you can flip the other half underneath and make this flat, so that it's, well, I can't because I don't have a flat surface, but at least it's kind of on a similar level. All right, so now I'm going to get my paints out and start actually making a scene on here, and then I'll cut it up. It's very sticky. Oh. Yes, Michael's. Michael's is having a sale right now. They have them at Michael's USA. Oh, sorry, it was Nanette who said it. Yes, Michael's has them. I think Walmart has them as well. I know that anywhere that carries Crayola, but there's a couple of different types, and I think, oh, Beth had the other one at first, and they did not work. These are the project ones, and they're great because they are water soluble. They feel like lipstick on the page. Like, it's pretty incredible. Ah, bonjour, Hippo. Sorry, I didn't see you come in. Okay. So I'm getting my primaries out, and I don't have any more. Well, I may have a squeeze of this. The cerulean is pretty much out. I need to make another trip to the store or get something delivered. And the red, and then I want some white. Now, thank you also. I just want to say thank you because a lot of you did. And the sale is still on. There's a big sale on my classes that I have already taught. They're the on-demand ones, and they are on my website under online classes. And there's a 52% sale on. If you are a subscriber, actually, yeah, or DM me and I can give you the or if you're here, I can probably give it to you as well. The code is, write this down so you don't forget. The code is 52 and then all capitals sale, all one word. So 52 sale, and you get 52% off just for the next, under 24 hours now, probably 18 hours. And I only have a sale twice a year. On another note, which isn't on sale, but it starts on Monday, is my virtual art retreat. And we are going to Tunisia, Vietnam, Norway, and Hungary. I'm really excited about going to these places. I've been gathering images, and we do a lot of like experimenting, like, and playing, and really looking at how to approach an image differently. Okay, so this page I'm not cutting up, but this page I am cutting up. So I'm going to paint the whole scene on this page and then cut it up. So I'm just going to put this image here and get some colors on here. And I know I have a lot of colors on here already. Now, some people may want to, I know that a lot of people are going about their abstracts in many different ways. They may zoom in and just look at this little area, and you've got, you know, you've got the ellipses of the lilies, and you've got these balls of like these little trees, ornamental trees, or maybe you'll just zoom into this area here and look at all the verticals. Like, there's so many things that you can look at and use for abstract. So I'm doing mine a little bit differently. You can do yours however way you want to do it. And that's the fun part, and that's what we got to see yesterday in our session. We got to see everybody's very different approaches to abstract, and I love that. So I always say this is my way. Like, I do a lot of abstract before I actually get to the image when I'm painting. So I block everything in, and that's where I want to stop with this, and then add, and then come in and cut things up. So, but I want to make mine a little bit longer on this page, so I'm going to put paint on this side as well. So maybe I'll do that while I'm doing it. You won't be able to see the image all the time. But if you sign up to my Substack, then you'll be able to see the image all the time because you'll have access to it. And there are some really very great images that people have been putting in. Very great. Can you say that in English? Really great. Not very great. That sounded weird. Good morning, Deb. How are you? Hi, Sarah. Good morning, good morning. Deb, you have a session with Melissa this Saturday. I'm going to get it in there before I forget. But yeah, don't forget that Debbie Draws Funny and Melissa have a free draw frenzy on Saturday. Can you remind me what time it is? And this way also, if I have a drawing session, I won't book it over the top. I won't double book. Let me know, let me know. This also has to dry before I cut it up and stick it on. Thanks, Shah. Deb says it's Saturday. Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Has it changed to daylight time already? So when does it become standard time? Is that over winter, Deb? I always get confused at that because I always write EST, but I think you're right in saying EDT. Because is daylight time in the summer and standard time is in the winter? So confusing. I think so. November. Okay, so that's okay. So I should be writing EDT. I mean, I think everybody knows because, you know, I think we're so used to writing EST. Well, I am. I shouldn't be, but yeah. I get it wrong, I think. She says, I'm honestly not sure either. Okay, the fall equinox is November. Yes, but does that, like, what, does that run into standard time or is that daylight time, Nanette? Let's find out so we don't have to ask this question again. Okay, that's standard. Okay, so over the winter it becomes standard, which is, yeah, but that makes sense because, you know, we're going into more daylight time. Yeah, that, it does make sense. Okay, it just doesn't make sense why we need to change it anymore. Okay, I do like this bright, so I'm going to try and keep that bright. And I do need some darks, so getting some of those in. And maybe I'll go over the top as well with those lilies because the lilies are really pretty. The Luma link for the FDF is in my community post and on Melissa's channel as well. Okay, so you, everybody, you do have to sign up with a Luma for Saturday's session with Melissa and Deb. So make sure you either go to Melissa and Deb. Actually go to Deb's as well because you may not have been there, but if you have been there, great. But they both have the link in their Instagram, on your Instagrams or in your channels. Is it on your yeah, let me know. Is it on your YouTube? Did you say that? You said on her channel, so that's her YouTube. So is it on your Instagrams as well, a way to find it? But we're here on, yeah, we're here on YouTube, so it should be easier to find. Deb says, we just changed the clocks back, but if USA could get their act together, we could drop the whole daylight savings thing, but we have much bigger problems these days. Uh-huh. Yes, you do. Actually, the whole world does. Kind of thanks to you guys. No, I'm joking. I was saying to C the other day, it really, like, you know, you do understand this is not like a war between you guys, because I know that you all dislike what's going on. This is like, it's not your fault what's happening, and it's horrible. So, you know, just so you know, like, there are no hard feelings towards you guys, but we just won't support what is being done, basically. Does that make sense? I'm trying not to say too much, but you know, if you know, you know. Nanette says, in the summer when it's planting growing season. Okay, yes. Okay, my coffee is almost cold. I'm gonna have to get my little heater out. It is almost cold. I don't like cold coffee, which is why the lovely C got me one of these so that I could heat my coffee up. So I'm gonna try and squeeze it somewhere where it's not going to be in my way. And then put it, I usually put it on for 180 degrees. And then I have to take this silicone rubber thing off if I can, because I can't heat it up with that on. Why isn't it coming off? There may be a disaster here in a minute. A disaster. Susan says, we know. Okay, good. And Hippo says, the time change was introduced in France following the oil crisis of 1973 to 1974. Since 1998, the dates for changing time have been harmonized with the European Union. Ah, well, I mean, I guess we'll see, because, like, I know that it would be really nice if everyone just didn't have that hour change, but I do get it. Like, in the winter, it's nice to, what do? We get more light. Do we get more light? Yeah, we get more light because it gets really dark very quickly. And I just made my cup yellow. Okay, coffee is heating up. If you're just joining, this is the image that I'm working from. Sarah gave us the image. I actually really like it like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over to here. And I'm just going to expand it on this side, using the colors that I've got, and maybe taking the river around and up, because this way I'm building on the image, and then if I want to cut it up, I can cut it up and it'll kind of continue through there. And if I don't want to cut it up because I actually like the image, then I'll just leave it like this. Just needs to go a little over here. You know, it's all good when you have an image in front of you, and then when you have to start to imagine it, then it becomes a little bit difficult. But I can put a bush that's maybe bigger down here in the foreground. So I may have to go over this page with matte medium so it doesn't stick to each other. Another method is using talcum powder to matte your acrylics, especially in sketchbooks. That's what I used to do, because I used to use a lot of acrylics. And then I found acrylic gouache, and I'm like, ooh, I don't even have to put talcum powder in between because it's matte. But when you have to, then you have to, because if you're using acrylics, then you do have to. Okay, I need to get some more. I'm going to get some sky back here. It's looking a little bit green for sky. And making this green a little bluer. I know it's very representational right now, but we'll see. Maybe I'll go over it. And I don't really like this tree being right in the middle, so I'm going to change that and just get rid of that. I can still have the tree, but I'm going to bring it over this side more because this is a double spread. Who is doing abstract April with us? And were you surprised at yesterday? Did you enjoy it? Is it something that you have done in the past? All these questions. Good morning, Melissa. Oh, I thought you were here already. We were talking about you, and I thought you were here. Like, not about you, but we were talking to Deb about this Saturday. Melissa, what are you doing on Thursday? Oh, Thursday's tomorrow already. Gosh, that comes around quickly, doesn't it? Oh, but it is one of my favorite days. I think that's why I get excited about Thursday. And next week, if you are taking my virtual art retreat, those will be on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Just so you know, like, it did change a little bit, and there are 3 2-hour sessions. Now, the portraits were only 2-hour sessions. Some of you are like, I don't know how I can fit it in. There are replays available afterwards, so you can, you can go back and watch. They are a lot looser as well. Like, we will do things like this. Like, we will play and approach images in a different way. Like, it's not just, okay, we're going to draw, the Eiffel Tower. Like, let's figure out different ways of approaching how to draw the Eiffel Tower, or using different mediums and mixed mediums. And so, it is a lot more playful, a little bit less stressed on your brain. I feel like the portraits, it was very like, oh, like, you got to draw something that looks like that, and sometimes it's a little bit, it's tiring. Okay, I kind of like it how it is, so I don't want to touch it right now. This is actually going to get stuck in here, and then I'm going to dry this, so I am going to use my dryer. So if you don't want to listen to me using my dryer, just mute me for a couple of minutes. C says, yes, she's doing abstract blindly. I loved yours from yesterday. I thought it was great. And Jennifer, like, I think yours was one of my favorites yesterday. Sorry, everybody else, but it was. So if you are a subscriber of ours, I'm going to put the replays in. Oh, that one didn't record. Did you repost that, Jen? Because we got cut off. So I have to try and find the other part on my iPad. Maybe I will be able to find it. So, yeah. Melissa says, we're doing close-ups macro photography this week at Art Hang Party. Oh, cool. And Melissa says, so good. So a good opportunity for abstracting the photo. Yes, very good. Natty W says, me too. My need for letting my art mind just needs abstract. This is my inner art soul about April abstract. Oh, cool. And Hippo says, I love doing abstract yesterday. Abstract session was nice. By the way, I wasn't allowed to attempt the 10 p.m. session. Zoom told me I have to wait. What? You waited 20 minutes in vain? I took the Padlet link. Oh no. Everybody was there. That's not good, Hippo. Okay, well, you'll get the replay. That's very strange. I'm so sorry. And Nanette says, I'm doing abstract, very excited to learn. And Jen says, I haven't posted yet, but I will. Okay. Jen is Jen OB Makes on Instagram. Go and check hers out. But either tag me, Jen, so I can share in my stories, or put it on the hashtag as well. I think that would be great. Okay. I'm going to use my dryer, everybody, so you can mute me because I can't mute me. I'm trying the, Leslie says, I'm trying the abstract. It was fun yesterday. Yeah, it is fun. Okay, sorry for the noise. You'd think it would dry a little bit faster, wouldn't you? It didn't. It's still slightly wet, but I think I can use it now. Okay, so I'm going to take either a Posca marker or, I don't know, if I have a dark brown, that would be great. I wonder if I have a dark brown Posca. I have a lot of things which are obstructing this drawer from opening. Aha, I got it open. Okay, so I do have a dark brown. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's not very dark, but that's okay. There's some grasses over here. I'll show you. There are grasses over here, and I like the verticalness of them. So this is how in my head I'm like, okay, trees and branches are going to be vertical. So on my abstract, I'm just going to do vertical. I'm not going to make it look like a tree. So that's where I'm going to look at groupings, approximate location on this image, and do that. So that's what my head is thinking. So just so you know, like, you know, why is she doing that? So that's where I'm going about it. So I'm going to do some verticals here. They don't have to be the same size, but I thought that would be kind of great. And then there's also a grouping of verticals over here, but my page isn't quite dry, so I'm not going to do those over here. There's a couple of trees over here, so I'm going to do some thicker lines over here. I could also do some collage and cut out as well, which I think would be kind of cool. And then there are trees over here as well. I'm not going to do actual branches, but I'm going to put the Posca in. Let me just try going over this area. Oh yes, okay, there is an area which is quite dry, so I can use that. And then there are trees up here as well. So we talked a little bit about this in our session. Like, actually, I think it was either yesterday, but it was also on Sunday. We had a session where we made our books. And this is something that you can also do, is have symbols to represent different areas in your picture. So like I'm doing, right? So trees would be verticals, or rocks maybe just like these round circles, or the lilies, like, do you do the grouping and the shape of the grouping, or do you do just circles, like ellipses. Natty says, is there cattails with the grasses in the lower left corner? Sure, yes. There's no cattails, I don't think, though. These are just grasses. Oh, actually they are. They are. I can see the cattails. They're just not very clear. Yes. Hi, Amy. How are you? I know Amy is doing abstract as well. So yeah, so you can create almost like symbols for your image for when you're doing something like this. So the trees are just going to be vertical and not going to do branches because that's a little bit too representational of a tree. Now you and I know that these are trees, right? In my picture. Other people that are going to look at this are going to be like, I don't know what that is. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. All right. Do I have a yellow? I do. I'm not sure if, oh, it is quite bright actually. So I am going to, I don't know if it's all dry. Just going to get some shapes in here. Some you can see, some you can't see, and these are representing the lilies. So you can see how, you know, an image like this, just it evolves. Like it's not always, sure, like my idea was to paint it realistically or the beginnings and then cut it up. But because I really like this, I wanted to extend it, and I went that way. But you could do something completely different and that's absolutely fine as well. Just going to put a few more over here. The paint is, oh, I could use acrylic ink as well. That would be great. It's not quite dry over here, the paint. I got to be careful that I don't clog my Posca up. All right, the rocks, I want them to be quite dark, and I think I'm going to collage those on top. I have this portrait, which I don't really love how it turned out. It was part of our ink portraits, so I'm going to actually take this pattern and add it, and it may look very odd, but we'll see. And because it's collage, I can just stick it on or just lay it on and see if I like it. I quite like that, so I'm going to use those. I have glue, but you could also use medium, matte medium. If you have that, that would also aid in the sticking. Or clear gesso as well, so anything that, I don't know where did that go? My matte medium, it disappeared. Okay, well, I'm going to leave those there for now. Good morning, Marielle. How are you? Nice of you to join us. Oh, cool. So Hippo has a YouTube channel, and she said, I'm going to do videos about my paintings for Abstract April. The reference pictures are from the community. Is it okay to show the reference picture? It is okay, but I would prefer if you, I mean, I'm showing it here, but I'm not keeping it in the frame. I mean, just link yeah, like, I don't know. That's a hard one. Because they are from the community and it is supposed to be from the Substack, like from the subscribers. So I'm not sure. I know that I'm doing it. Ooh, that's a difficult one. Maybe you can show it briefly, but don't keep it in the frame for the whole time, because if not, then we don't get the benefit. I don't know. What does everybody else think? I'm just going to put it on you guys. That's a hard one, Hippo. Because I feel it's like we're providing the images, which is absolutely fine, but I think people can also use their own images, right? But I am showing it as well. And just direct people over. Natty says, I'm not sure what Hippo is asking. So Hippo is going to make, Hippo has a YouTube channel, and she's going to make videos of the abstract image. Because she's part of our subscriber, our paying subscriber on Substack, she asked if it was okay to show the images that the community had put in. Okay, Susan says fine by me. Hippo, I think it's fine. Like, as long as you say where you're coming from, that's fine. Okay, the point is not to keep it in the frame. Yes, absolutely. Then that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. And I think it would be really interesting for people to see somebody else's point of view as well, because you see me producing this, but if you also see Hippo and her thoughts and processes, I think that's fine. Yes, the reference picture. Sorry, yes. Natty says, oh, reference picture. Yes, because our community is choosing reference pictures from their camera rolls, and we are using those. It's kind of what we do a lot. Like, that's something that we've been doing for a few years now, is creating a reference folder for our mornings, and that's where we get the images from. It's not just, they're not just random, they're from our community that we have on Substack now. Oh, Amy says, give credit to Shah. I'm sure Hippo will. That, I think it's fine. And Melissa says, can't wait to see your process too, Hippo. Yeah, I think it will be really interesting, Hippo. So go ahead, and if you just do what I do and don't keep it in the frame the whole time, and then just say where it's coming from, I think that would be great. All right, so we have some more verticals in the image. Some of them are much higher, but I think I'm just going to, I need to balance this. So there is a little bit of play with like balance within an abstract piece, and I feel like that is something that I'm going to learn more and more throughout the month. She does. Hippo is like the best. If you don't follow Hippo on Substack, follow Hippo, because well, actually everybody is really good at that, and that's what I love about the community, is that you do, and a lot of people are sharing too. So yeah, Hippo is very good about giving credit. Hippo, you're very good at writing your posts. Melissa is as well. Actually, a lot of people are, and they always credit everybody when they are writing, which is important. Also, that's why I like Substack, is because there's a really great supportive community there. And you know, the restacking, if nobody knows what restacking is, it's the little arrows that go like this way and this way. So if you like somebody's post, restack it. It'll go into your notes and other people will see it. So it's not just about like what you're doing, it's also about the community too. Yeah. Merci, Hippo. C says, I'm okay with you showing mine, Hippo. I'd love to see. Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay, do I need something else? I've got a little bit of a rhythm coming through here. I feel like I may need just a little one over here. So I may just put a little one there just to bring my eye down through the page. Melissa says, and here on, oh yes, and here on YouTube, Hippo's channel is great. I have yet to come to a live. I'm going to put it in my calendar to come this Sunday. And I'm going to make sure I don't have a meet that overlaps with that as well. All right, this page has to be stuck down, so I'm going to stick that down. If you were here at the beginning, you saw me scraping on the back here, and I was going to cut up the whole image, and I didn't do that. I'm sure day to day is going to be very different. So you can see me working through the month on these on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And yeah, it's and then Monday and Friday we'll be working on them with each other on Zoom if you're part of our community. Artists rock. Yes, they do. Oh, an artist rock or artist rock. We could put the S behind the T and it would be artists rock or artist rocks. Which one is it? Is it an artist rock or is it artists who rock? Okay, let me trim this, and I don't want to cut the book. I don't know what I'm going to do with the front page. Maybe I will make a list at the end of everybody and their Instagrams or their YouTubes of who participated in Abstract April. I think that would be really great. So you can see, super different. This was yesterday's, and this is today's. I think I was inspired by Jen's for today, but also by the image. So if you look at the Japanese garden, I do want to put some more circular things in here. So I do have, oh, it is quite dry now. I have these grabbies. Oh my God, my table is horrific. There's everything everywhere. I have these, and I'm not sure. I think this is pretty much the same color. It is very similar color. Let's go a little darker. So if you were here right at the beginning, we started off with some scraping and some paint pens, and which is all this stuff underneath. And now we are adding. I kind of like the very fine line over the chunkiness. I know it's very, very delicate. But I think it also creates a little bit more interest too. And you know I love patterns, so maybe some patterns will come into my abstracts as well. And I do have a lot of papers that I wanted to include as well in these. Hi, Leslie. You were here right at the beginning, weren't you? Oh, thank you, Hippo. I feel like it still needs more. Like it's, for me, like, yes, I can, there is an abstract form here, but I think I would like to, there are other like elements in the image that I would like to bring in. So I'm not 100% sure if it's going to stay like this or if there'll be something else coming into it. You know, I'm all about contrast as well. So is there, like, for me, is there enough contrast? Should I put more contrast? I'm not sure. I don't know if I have a darker. Oh, my coffee. Okay, so I do have a darker green, but I don't love this dark green. Oh, I do have, maybe these would be good. Now, I don't usually love new colors over the top of acrylic because it does, sometimes it picks up, you can see it picks up the acrylic like so, but that may actually add to it. It's because some of the acrylic's not quite dry. So there's a branch with these little leaves and they're a little bit, they're silhouetted on this side, but I don't want to just add them to a branch. So I'm taking the shapes and just putting them on the side here. And then on the other side, there's the ferns. So I feel like those are much more like needles, like the little needles. So I think I can add them to an area over here and be a little bit more haphazard in how I'm adding them. Are you using Neocolor 1 or 2? Natty, I got Neocolor 1s, a set of 12 mistakenly, and these are Neocolor 2s. Then I started just investing in Neocolor 2s because I like using mixed media, so I like the fact that you can just bring Neocolor 2 with you if you're going on a trip and they become almost like a watercolor. So for me, it wasn't worth me investing in, oops, this happens to me all the time because I pressed too hard. It wasn't worth me investing in Neocolor 1s and having Neocolor 2s, so I just chose the Neocolor 2. Hippo says, see, I like your photo with the 3 stools, including the 2 that bring a pop of color. Yes. I think that's Bar Harbor that she put on there. I've got wet paint still here. It's probably going on my shirt. And I do like the leaves down here, but I feel like they are also a different shape. Oh, but I have that. There's a color here that's really pretty. It's like a light green. If it's going to give me some acrylic. Okay. So it's very similar to this color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up some of those grasses. These are not the best. These grabbies are not grabbing me. They just don't have a flow, and I thought they'd be so much better on, I think because they're so fine. I think what the great thing about this month is, with everybody using the images that you guys have provided, is that we do get to see so many different variations of everybody's work. So it's going to be really interesting how people perceive those images. And just take this color up here a little. There's a scratchiness to them. Susan says, so glad you decided not to cut this up. Good day, everybody. Have a really good day. Natty says, oops, where's the duct tape? Oh, you can't find it? Did you put it down on your page? And Natty says, for the Neos, I'm a hard-handed person. I've snapped my Neos, my Neo teeth. Oh, all of my Neos are pretty much, it's just new ones that I don't break like straight away, but mine are all broken. Because I like the solidity of like the mark when it's a little bit heavier. So I do like that. Nanette says, I'd like to experiment with different mediums too, Melissa. Not sure if I'm brave enough to get out my comfort zone. Oh, do, Nanette. I can't wait to see. And Melissa says, Nanette, it's the perfect opportunity to play. Yes. And Nanette says, it is, Melissa. I'm going to do it. Yay. All right. I think I am done. Oh, did I miss someone saying? I see Jennifer says, hang on a second. Jen says, it's tricky having enough paint. Oops. Can I move I can't move the chat up? Why can't I move the chat up? Hang on. Maybe if, you can use the arrows. Melissa says, all the greens are so nice. Yeah, I do love working with greens. Natty W says, both. It's a fun pun because of the rocks collage, but I love sending also. Yes. And Jen says, I was really inspired by your blocks of color yesterday. Oh, thank you, Jen. So we've done like a switch. I've done more you, maybe you've done a little bit of me. But it's, you know, it's fun to do different things. Like, I know that it probably doesn't look like either of our hands. This feels a little bit more like my landscapes, and this completely doesn't. But it's good to do different things. And then Melissa says, I'm going to try to play with every medium I have this month while doing abstracts. Yeah, well, I will play with whatever I have nearby. And I do have a lot of things nearby. I have one of those IKEA 6-drawer pullouts, and I have materials in there, and it's right basically to my left down here. So that really helps me just grab stuff. But inks would have been great, and I didn't use inks on here. So I'm going to let this dry completely. It may be okay because I've added other things, but I'm not sure. And then tomorrow I will work on this page. So it's going to end up being, you know, it'll be a complete, very different looking page by page. But it'll be exciting because, you know, you'll see different ways of working, and it's fun and I enjoy it. So have a really good day, everybody. Enjoy your Wednesday. I'm going to watch some dance today. Oh gosh, Melissa says, Shah, have you ever done a studio tour? I'd be curious to see your full space. Let me clean my full space first, and then I will. I started yesterday because I want to put up some artwork, and I haven't. It is a huge mess there, and I think my space is I want to say a 12. Is it a 12? I think it's a 12 by 10 space. It's not very big at all. Thank you. Okay, I will keep it as it is. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, big day tomorrow. Anything else happening today that I'm missing? You're very welcome, Natty. Yeah, put in the comments if there's anything else, because, you know, you never know. Somebody may be doing something that I don't know about. Wednesdays are a little bit on and off. Not sure if there's anything. And we don't have any classes today because we finished them last week. But don't forget, my sale is only happening for another 18 hours. You can go on my website. I think you can link through the description here. I've put it in there. Natty says, Shar, can I ask a question? Yes. Oh, and hit the thumbs up as well, and the like and subscribe. Yes, Natty. Must be a very long question. Okay, and I have to turn my coffee thing off and drink the rest of my coffee. So we got a bit of collage done, and a bit of layering, and a lot of painting, which I'm happy. Is the page prior the same page but in a different abstract form? Natty says, is the prior page the same picture? No. So Natty, are you a member of my paying subscribers? If you're not, so what we're doing is each of our I call us our creative family on Substack. We used to be on Patreon and some on Substack, and I've combined them, and now everything is on Substack. So I have a paying subscriber where you pay monthly there are two options. There's the $5 a month option where you get to participate in our mornings, and then there's the $10 where you get to participate in the mornings and also when we have drawing sessions, like at the weekends. We usually get together and have a drawing session on Zoom. That community is taking one day each and putting one of their images from their camera roll of a place. It can be a landscape or a place, and they're sharing it in our group reference bank that we have. So we're looking at those images daily. So yesterday's was different, and we did a Zoom session. So because it was my birthday, we did a Zoom session and we worked on this together in Zoom. And then this one is, so this one was my image and this one was from Sarah. And then tomorrow, I think tomorrow Jennifer C from LA, she's added a beautiful picture as well. So we'll work on that tomorrow. Hope that helps, explains. Yeah, does that explain it? So each one is going to be different from a different image, not the same image, very different. Oh, Natty says that helps, thank you. And Deb says, just got back. This turned out so beautifully. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Have a really great week, everybody, day. Oh, and Jennifer Brown, if you're still there. So Friday is your birthday. So we're going to do a Zoom session for your birthday. And I think somebody took, C took your day for your image, but we can switch them, and I know that C probably wouldn't mind if we want to do Jen's image on the 4th. We could do that as well. So we'll see. And if Jen doesn't mind, then we will do C's and then we'll do yours another day. I don't think have you added one, Jen, yet? There's still lots of opportunities for people to add images if you are here and part of our community. You're welcome, Marielle. Nice of you to join. And Jen says, yeah. Happy early birthday, Jennifer, says Deb. And don't forget to sign up for Melissa and Deb's Luma for Saturday for their drawing session. C says, I'm okay to switch. And then Jennifer says, thank you. I've not added yet. I would love C's. Okay, then that's fine. Perfect. All right. See you, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.